Hello everyone, this is MJPW, and this is a box. This is a very special box because it is one of the first high-tech Buzz Lightyears that is inside of here. This came from Disney's store online, but you can also find these as well on, like at the parks themselves. And primarily, people were finding these at the parks for $20, and people just happen to be able to see these like listed onto the website, thankfully, for people like me who's not frequently going to the parks and also don't want to deal with scalpers or people reselling and things like that, having to go through the fees and all that madness. Thankfully, they listed them up on the website, like I said, for $20. And from everything I've seen of this figurine, it looks great. So to give you an idea, this is the Mattel Buzz. That is the regular play scale toys. I think that's what they're called. I don't know. They're the regular like $10 figurines that's at like Walmart and Target and stuff like that. And of course, you can see a lot of details that's not painted. He doesn't have the greatest articulation, really at all. But it's something also to point out. I haven't tried it yet. I haven't even gotten to see this guy yet. I figured I would start off the video like this. But the popcorn bucket, the rocket ship, the high-tech edition. If you want to see the full video on that, you can. But for this one, apparently he might be the perfect size to fit into here. And that is going to be awesome if that is the case. So stay tuned for the popcorn bucket test, I guess. But let's go ahead and get him out of the box. We'll talk about the packaging and his overall look from a first glance. And here he is, the high-tech Buzz Lightyear figure from Disney World, Disney Store, Disney Parks, whatever you want to say. Yeah, I'm almost speechless like at the quality, like the face sculpt, the paint job, literally everything is like on point. Like, if they could make this as the full-scale Buzz, and sadly he's not, we'll talk a little bit later about another Buzz that is the high-tech Buzz that is on his way, unfortunately, to another country and not United States, and it's going to be hard for us to... Anyway, I'll talk about that later. But this is the high-tech Buzz figure, and I am very excited to have this guy. To give you a scale comparison, he's a little bit taller. It's kind of hard to show on camera. He's a little, like, very tiny amount taller than our $10 Buzz. So if you go up $10, this is the Buzz that you'll get. He has wings. Of course, there is no, there's not like pop-out features. There's no talking features. He is literally just an action figure, but that's totally fine. But look, you can see that there's articulation at the, the black pieces of his shoulders. I want to say his wrists also have articulation, which is crazy for a Buzz. Of course, he's got that that metallic paint job. Don't that look awesome? Yeah. I like how there's like, it's going to make people think, oh yeah, he takes batteries. But no, it's just like a 3-and-up thing. So Buzz Lightyear transforming action figure. And of course, this is the high-tech Buzz. When I first watched Toy Story 5, and when I was, seeing all of the previews, of course, me being a huge Toy Story fan, the first thing I was saying as soon as I got out of there, I want a high-tech Buzz. I need this in my collection. I'm so sad that Thinkway is out of business, because good and well that they would have had a collection high-tech buzz this go around, because they would just use like the same sculpts for the most part as the collection buzz, but just change them up a little bit. And I'm sure he would have had different quotes. I'm sure this part would have lit up, and oh man, it would have been so cool. But unfortunately, that is not the case. But for now, at least, you know, for now, maybe Disney or something can whip up something really cool in the future. But we have this buzz. So this gives you a step-by-step on how to fold or pop out his wings. So you like fold the wings outward, then you expand them, like you split them. Then you can split out the, oh wait. Oh, that's a reverse order to get them closed back, I guess, if you couldn't tell. Wings can fold out, wings can fold and unfold manually, not automatic. So there's no kind of moving features that this buzz does on its own. Can't talk. I don't know if these are still up on the store. I think literally when I caught them available, I was like, yep, okay. Because a friend of mine, Fanatic, his username is Fanatic. He was looking over at Disney in California for me because my Toy Story group had got wind that the buzzes were over there. And so he went searching for me. And sadly, he was like, yeah, I couldn't find them, sadly. But like the next day, or maybe even like a few hours, like I was like refreshing the Disney store and it popped up. I was like, yeah, great, perfect. Let's get him out of his packaging. Here he is. Here is Buzz straight out of the packaging. And if you happen to be a parent or something like that, that's getting one of these in the parks, you know, it's not going to be too hard to get out of the packaging. It was just a couple snips there, and then there, and didn't even have to open up the packaging. Which that may make it a little bit easier on getting him out of there. But, you know, if you got a pair of scissors or something like that, it is perfectly fine and easy to get him out of there. Like I said, this Buzz has a good bit of articulation. I'm not the best on reviewing something like articulation, but of course his his head swivels, his arm does a full swivel out. I'm probably not using the best terms, and I wish I had a tripod. I bought a tripod, but it was quite hard to record around it, so I'm trying to figure that out. Yeah, you can see it goes all around and goes all around. Same for this part, articulation going in and out. I thought that his wrist had articulation. It does. Okay. Man, my camera is like doing this weird focusing thing. Yeah, look at that. That is awesome. We don't usually ever have that on a Buzz, which is crazy. That we're finally getting that. I'm assuming his legs will probably do the same. Yeah, you can see it can swivel and it can kick out. Of course, same with the knees. You can swivel them, you can change them up a little bit. His ankles also have articulation, which is awesome because a lot of Buzzes in the past have had that, but here lately we haven't had that. So you can do his feet up, or, you know, you can go all the way back, or you can also swivel them. I hope you can see that. And of course, the jetpack, which was a little bit of a pain to get the stuff into his pack. I can 100% guarantee that the little propellers, the small pieces, are going to be broken if you give these to a kid. Because look, it doesn't even like I probably almost broke it myself, just getting it into there. You might need to put like a piece of tape or something even on them. I wish that, you know, this Buzz probably, like having the wings that would split open, is plenty enough, but you don't need to have the little propellers because, I mean, he's not going to be flying, and it's just kind of a dangly little bit, and we don't really need it. I don't know if it's like that in the movie, but his backpack, like the jetpack, it looks abnormally huge and abnormally large. I don't know if it's like that in the movie or not. And the Buzz that I was kind of referencing earlier, that is almost like a collection version, or I don't think I said that yet, but it is a Takara Tomy. I'm not super familiar with them, but they are on my radar. They have the molds and stuff of the collection, you know, gang from back in the day, from all the Toy Story figures and dolls and things like that. So they are themselves making a high-tech Buzz that I would assume that would basically be our collection Buzz for the high-tech version. But unfortunately, and I do only say unfortunately, is for us here in America, they are available in Japan, are only available to be ordered in Japan. So when I looked at it on the website, I think it said, like, other than the main cost of the actual, you know, Buzz himself, the shipping was going to be like $70. The Buzz was like 50 or just under 50, and this is converted, you know, to USD, but the shipping was going to be a lot more than him himself. I wouldn't mind, you know, if I had the stable income to be able to drop that right now, but at this current time, I'm not able to do that. So I think what I'm unfortunately going to have to do is probably buy from a scalper in the future to be able to get one of these awesome looking Buzz Lightyears at a full scale. But going back to our Buzz here, I will hopefully demonstrate the process of the wings. You can see I'm already messing up. You can't just open it like that. There is, so the main piece has to like drop down somehow. It's really complicated, and it's even more complicated to do it with one hand here. Okay, so you can see I'm pulling down on the top wing. That's very scary to do, because I feel like there's no way that these things are gonna just not be broken all over the place. They could have just given us the figure, and would have took that. I don't think the bottom one has popped into the place it needs to be. I pulled the section of the wings down. So that is one step here. You can see here where these two silver screw looking pieces, they now need to, they're like this, they need to do that. I may just be making it more harder on myself. So look, it didn't take a whole lot of effort. And then it's mostly in its spot there. So like these two pieces, for some reason, I don't know, and again, it could just be user error here, but they don't like sit right. But you know, like I said, it might just be me. I don't know. Because it looks like it's fully in place, but I could be wrong. It feels like it is, but it's like really weird. You can definitely tell that I won't be displaying it with the wings open, probably. Unless he happens to fit in that popcorn bucket, then he might either be in front of it or inside of it. I don't know. But these little things, they didn't need to add this on here. I appreciate the extra detail, but they didn't need to do that. All right, let me see if I can get this in one go here. Is it jammed? Yeah, these little wings are gonna be so broken on these things. It's gonna, oh wait, yeah, I forgot. So I gotta like knock it down into place. You'll hear like a click or something like a click. And I'm pushing the bottom piece up to make it go. Oh my gosh. These propellers. And then trying to open the wing. They are also kind of tough, and I mean, they don't feel flimsy. They do click when they get to the end, by the way. But, you know, little kids are just, they're going to destroy these buzzes. There we go. Okay, so Buzz's wings is back open. I'm sorry, Buzz. I'm sorry, Buzz. I'm sorry, Buzz. Okay. All right, here he is with his wings all open. Yeah. All right, so I guess my overall review of this guy, of course, he is a awesome looking Buzz. Of course. This is something that I want in full scale, but for now, this is a perfect looking figurine. But of course, my only gripe is probably the wings. Because, of course, it makes sense in the movie for these guys to have that. But these little propeller things, you know, I don't feel that they're very needed on these kinds of figurines. There is also another Buzz that has a, it's by Mattel, and it has a feature where you press that, it pops open the wing, or pops up the wings, and then you press it again and it spreads them out to be the X. Well, that Buzz, I've seen nothing but fault with all of them, with people who get them, and the people who do the videos on them, they all have to kind of fake it or just kind of be honest and say, yeah, this gimmick doesn't work for our world because he's not a flying toy. So, yeah, that's my overall review, I would say, of this Buzz. Like I said, looks awesome. I'm very happy to have him here. But with the propellers, we could have left that off. 10 out of 10. But like I said, he is a great looking Buzz. So now, what I have been waiting for, I want to see him in this box. So I'm going to close up his wings off camera, and then I'm going to put him, and then I'll have him ready to go into there. All right, I have Buzz prepped for the spaceship, but I say prepped because I clipped his wings a little bit. I didn't physically clip it. I just put a little bit of tape there, so we're not having a little bit of issues. I did want to point out something because I totally forgot to point this out. He is he's a little back heavy because of his jetpack. If you look at the Takara Tomy Buzz, the collector Buzz, I want to say the back for him is also huge. I don't think that that's that way in the movie. But, so, what we've been waiting for, let's see if he fits. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Oh, wait, he's not even. Hold on, I gotta make him even. Look at that face sculpt, man. He's got a great face sculpt. Can't say, whatever. Look at that. Look at that. If this just had more of the details on here, yeah, that would be great. But yeah, this looks like a perfect way to display it. But like, you want to see all the cool details of this Buzz. So, I mean, maybe you could put this Buzz inside of there. And then you have the actual Buzz beside him. Yeah, a lot of possibilities there. But let's get him out while we say our goodbyes for the video. So here he is, the high-tech Buzz Lightyear. Let me know if you guys are going to be picking this guy up. Like I said, he was $20 for the Disney store or $20 at the Disney parks, as far as I know. And if you can't find him, you can always find the $10 one with Walmart, Target, whatever the such. And yeah, I think it's a great add-on to the collection as far as the scale. And for my shelf that's up here with all these guys, and also you can watch the Lenny video, or not Lenny, sorry, I haven't did a video on Lenny, but you can watch Wheezy's video. As far as that shelf, yeah, I think he's a great addition to there. Thank you so much for watching, and hope you're staying cool in this heat. I had the AC off for the entirety of this video, so if you can, leave a like for me, and possibly subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Thank you, and goodbye.